Okay, welcome back to the suspended ceilings part two. Timer started. I did part two already, but I forgot to turn on the whatever. So hopefully this is sort of in line with part one. So anyway, what I have is I have a plan over here on the right hand side. And this is just my uh, warehouse plan. This is just my grid, my 2x4 grid. It's made out of P solids that create the grid, and then P solids that make up the panels. They're all 1 inches thick, and I think they're all 8 foot, 10 foot above the ceiling. Yeah, 10 foot above the ceiling. I just picked a number. Okay, if I do an overview of it, just so you can see, that's what I'm going to do. Now that's the pattern I'm going to use for every room I create. These are 2x4. If you use 2x2, create 2x2. I don't care. So here we go. So here's the next room I'm going to do. I'm going to put a ceiling grid in this room here. I come over here, make room polyline, Control X, copy it, Control V, stick it over here. Now, what I made a mistake last time in that my panels, these panels actually went to the very far end of the wall. I want them to be in 1 inch, whatever your grid is. So I got to resize this thing. Resize this concentric resize tab, one tab minus one bump. That is the size of my grid. I just know that's going to be the size of my grid. Now I come over here and 1 1, do another 1 1 right there. And now what I do is I'm trying to create a mask so I can get rid of crap that I don't want. Okay, so I take this and I cut a hole in it right there. Delete original. That's the hole. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Okay, right there. Stick it right there. And that's sort of where, is that how I want my grid to lay out? How about like sort of even there? Does that make sense? How about right there? That's how I want that thing to work. Okay. So now all I do is I take all my P solids right here. Take all my P solids. Oh, I take all my P solids, but I have to unselect the hole. And now I can do it's called look at the bottom left, polyline subtraction, PS, polyline subtraction, bump, delete original. There's my grid. That's my grid I'm going to fit in this new room over here. Make room polyline, Control X, put it over here, Control V, stick it right there. This has to be, well, this is going to be the right size. Watch this. 09, put it right there, point to point. Now you can see it's offset by 1 inch, right? So I'm going to move it over minus. I think this is going to work. -1 and up 1, +1. Yep. So now you can see what I did. This is a P line. It's not haven't created the grid yet. I mean the channel that goes around the room. So I got to turn that into a polyline, a molding. Turn into a polyline molding. Go over here to my moldings, add new. It's my molding, user catalog. My moldings right there. My moldings right there. Molding number 1. Okay. And it's going to be 1 by 1, and the vertical offset not 10 foot, but how about 9 foot 11? 9 foot. How about 9 foot 11.75? Material of this molding is going to be red. Done. And the molding is going to be on the inside. It's on the inside. There it is. There's my molding. So that's in my template plan. Well, I better copy this again. Control C, Control V, Control V, so I don't lose these things because I tend to lose them. So now all I do is Control X, copy it, put it in my plan, my actual plan, take it out of my warehouse plan and put it in my plan. Do a point to point 09, point to point, boop, and over to here, right there. You got a problem with that, buddy? You got a problem with that? I don't. There's my grid. Notice that this grid is offset from this grid. They're independent of the rooms. CA talks about doing them dependent upon the rooms. HJ, let's take a look on the inside of it. Let's see if it works. It does. And there's my grid. Again, I had that stupid mother in the wrong location. I don't have the right height. I haven't dialed in the height yet. Okay, I'm winging this. This is the molding. You make the about 119. Let's see if that Yeah, that's better. Well, how about UU? Oh, it should be 118.75. UU 118.75. Now it's going to one. No, that's good enough. Yeah, that's good enough because what's happening is in this particular deal, I want my acoustical panels to hang down a little bit lower than the grids themselves. I'm looking in my office right now. I have the panels hanging down a little bit lower than the grids. I know sometimes they're flush. In this case, I made them uh, whatever. And by putting the panels on a different layer than the grids, what I was talking about is you can come over here in the plan view and you can go ceiling and you can lock. You can lock. I'm going to lock the panels. Lock the panels. Okay. And now I should be able to just select the grids and I can drop them down. Drop them down. How about drop them down -8? I don't know. Or raise them up -8. I don't know what I did. I just you understand what I'm saying? By putting them on separate layers, you can quickly select stuff. You can select the grids or the panels and manipulate them. In my mind, that's pretty darn good. Now, what CA talked about doing, and here, let's cut a section through here. Let's cut a section. Hey, in my mind, that's pretty freaking good. Let's HB. Let's take a back clip cross section. See what that looks like in section, okay? There it is right there. I turn off the color. Did I turn off the color? No. Turn off the line weights. How about turn off the line weights? Yeah. Now you can see just 1.8, just so you guys can see what's going on. That's my did that wrong. Wrong hotkey. Delete. Wrong hotkey. 1.6. Now these are my grids, and they're square. And I know grids aren't square. You got what I'm saying? They're not square. I know that. That's the grid, and these are the panels. Okay, just so you can tell what I'm doing here. And I know that. But what CA does, and this is the key. Listen to this. I think this is right. I'm not sure. I can go back and double check it. 1.1. This is what CA does. Hang on. This is really. We all know that the. Give me a second. One. Pull this down. We all know that these ceiling tiles are really 3 break, 3 break. We all know. That's the shape of my ceiling grid, right? It's a T. It's a T-bar. But I don't think you can do the cutting. I don't think you know how I did the cutting. I created the room polyline and I cut the P solids to fit within the room. Look. Other people have not dealt with the fact that how do you deal with these angles? What are you gonna do? You're gonna custom size each one of these freaking grids, man? You know how tedious that's gonna be, especially if you have a lot of funny things going on. Wasn't this much simpler? Now I can cut the polyline subtraction. I can use that tool if these are polyline solids. If they're moldings, I don't think I can do it. Control C, Control V, 1.1. Do you think I can cut that? Oh, maybe I can. I did. Jesus Maloney. Jesus Maloney, man. Shit, I fuck. Sorry. Are you telling me that? Did you just see that? That's the molding, and I cut that. I didn't realize this. I didn't realize this. That's a molding, and I can cut a molding out like this. Wait, cut the molding out. I can cut the molding using this tool right here. Delete original. Okay, fine. So here, I'm going to add this to the library molding. It's ceiling T-bar. Okay. Fine. Get rid of this stupid thing. Now I'm going to delete, timer up, WA, turn this into a molding. Maybe I thought I tried this, but maybe I didn't. Molding. Oh wait, I haven't turned it to molding yet. Oh, isn't a is that a molding? UU. It's a molding. Add new. T-bar. Ceiling T-bar. Where is it? Ceiling T-bar. Okay. Okay. Let me see what I did. 0804. 1, 2, 3. These are my ceiling T-bars, okay? 0, 0, pivot around like this. Let's take a look at this. The idea is, can I get a true T-bar ceiling? That's the idea behind this. That's all I'm doing. There's my T-bar ceiling. You got that? There's my T-bar ceiling. F6. Here's my T-bar ceiling, and I want to get rid of 1, 1. I want to get rid of that much of my T-bar ceiling. Select all this. I can't do it. Yeah, I can't get rid of mold. Why is that? Isn't that interesting? If it's not closed, I can't get rid of it. You get what I'm saying? If the molding polyline is not closed, I can't get rid of it. I can't do it. But if I do this, watch this. 3. I'm just closing this up. 3. There. Now I bet I can get rid of this. You understand what I'm saying? Yep. Look at the bottom left-hand corner. I can get rid of this. I can get rid of that molding. So if it's a continuous, I mean, if it's a closed molding, I can get rid of it. But if it's straight like this, I can't. Oh, well, let's look at. It's too much trouble. Let's just try it. Can I trim it? That's the question. This even gets even more complicated. Trim, fence. Can I trim this molding? No, I can't even trim it. You get what I'm saying? I can't even trim them. You can't trim a molding. So I don't like that system. So what I'm getting at is with my system, because my grids are piece solids, because I can't use a molding. Since my grids are piece solids and I can't use a molding, when I cut a section, I don't get that profile. You think I can live with it? You darn right I can. Look at any other plans. I mean, come on. Are you really going to make a big deal about it? Are you? Are you? If you want, you can. Oh, I don't. Hey, if I could figure out how to make that T-bar and trim it up easily, I would. But bottom line is, no. Bottom line, no. No. Cancel. Bottom line is, what I'm doing is I'm taking an irregularly shaped room, making a room polyline out of it, copying it, Control X, going over to my suspended ceiling grid right here. Control V, sticking it right there. Trying to outline it how I want it. I want it to lay out like that. I'm going to resize it because I'm going to resize it by 1 inch, right? I'm going to resize it by 1 inch. Tab -1, tab 1. I'm going to now 1, 1 create this thing right here. I'm going to cut that hole out of it. I'm going to cut the hole out of it. Delete original. So now I have a hole in that thing. Now I'm going to select all these grids right here. Unselect this hole. Trim it up with this thing right here. Delete original. Now I have that deal right there. This tab, I don't have that anymore. F6. I gotta get the perimeter again. Make room polyline. Control X. Come over to here. Control V. Stick it right there. One dump over to here. This is going to be the perimeter of the room. Move it over 1 inch because my grids are 1 inch, right? My grids are 1 inch. Move it over 1 inch and 1 inch. 1 -1. Now I need to turn it into a molding. Turn it into a. This is too much work for you. Fine. Don't do it. turn it into a molding, and the molding is going to add new molding. User catalog, molding, my moldings. Where's my moldings? Right there. And it's going to be 1 by 1 molding. The vertical offset is 118.7, 118.75. That's the height. I know what the height is. The material is going to be red. Okay. Oh, what I do? Did I change the? I changed it up. I did the wrong size. Fucking A, man. Try it again. Make room polyline. Control X. Come over here. Control V. Stick it right here. 09. Got to increase it by 1 inch. Oh. What'd I do? Anyway, I screwed something up, but you get the idea. It's done. I mean, I can do this pretty. Move it over 1 inch. 1, 1. Oh, -1. -1. Turn it into a molding. Delete that. Turn it into a molding. Select my molding. Add new. My moldings. User catalog. My moldings. My molding. Do this a couple times and probably be pretty quick, I hope. There's my molding. The height is going to be 118.75. The material is going to be red. Red. Okay. Okay. Now I can take this thing. Control X. Control V. Stick it right there. 09. Stick it right there. Oh, I resized something I did wrong. Anyway, but I already did it a couple times. You guys know that. Oh yeah, there it is. There's that new thing that I just created. You don't like it? Find another way to do it. Boop 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 boop. Hang on. There it is. That's the end of part 2. I think that's. And you can see, you look at all these grids I made. In this room, I got a nice grid. In this room, I got a nice grid. In this room, I got a nice grid. And it's pretty simple. I'm not having to take these things and extend them like this. You get what I'm saying? You know, it's a trim. It's a trim tool. That's what the trim tool is all about. And each one of these grids are dependent are not dependent upon the next room. So these grids are a combination. These are just solids. Solids. That's a solid. Oh, tab. Oh, where's my other solid? Oh, it's probably locked. Is it locked? Yeah, it's locked. Suspended ceiling panels are locked. So there's my grid. Tab. That's my panel. And then you got a symbol for your lights. You can stop. Okay, and finally, what you do is you start figuring out your ceiling panel, your light panels, and here it is. Right, I have a light panel right there. Control C, Control V, put it right there. Just to give you an idea, see the light panels right there, and you just have to. I don't think it's any good, but you put them where you want them. And so the light panels, I think you just Control C, Control V, stick those where you want light panels. And there's got to be a better way, or quicker way to locate these things. I get that. You got to give it a fill. Give it a fill. Change the symbol so it has an X in it. Okay. Change the symbol so it has an X in it. That's easy enough to do, isn't it? 2D block. Put an X in it. I'm not going to do it, but you put an X in it, and then you can put that, and then you create your return air grills and stuff. The whole key to this whole thing was to get the grids down, and having to deal with these angles and stuff. And so you get the look in 3D. You got it in plan view. It's all one thing. I mean, you can use a fill. You can use a fill, but that seems like double work if you ask me. Look, you gotta somehow. And then if you use a fill, can you offset the fill? I think that was one of the complaints was, can you offset the fill of a pattern? Well, I don't know. I don't think you can. Maybe someone can. No one said you can yet, but so this is my solution. I think it's pretty good until someone comes up with something better. This is my deal. Done. That's the end. That's the end of part two and last part period.